isn't it? Even we have passed through the same process. Everybody was a student, and it is the same process. Till 30th is quite low. 40 and 50, it's almost nil. यही होगा ना इस लेक्चर में भी यही होगा. And then suddenly it is increased. Isn't it? The last minute. Between 50 and 60, it is, I mean, it just shows. होता है चाय के टाइम पे भी देखें. It is true. It's very genuine. And it's true. Then, as teacher, we should think. Can we utilize this peak, which is at 10th minute, between 7 to 15 minutes? Or can we utilize this last peak, between 50 to 60 minutes? Means first we should think. At least you can utilize 25 minutes or 60 minutes. Even if you utilize this time, it is enough. If you don't do anything, then people are about to leave, and whatever you say, they will accept. As I know. Isn't it? So the same thing is here. This is human tendency. Okay? So, can we utilize this? Is the first question. And even above that, can you level this curve? What are the ways to level the curve? This is it. Utilization is one part. If I'm speaking for 1 hour, it should be utilized at least. Okay? So, can we level this curve? If we can level, what are the ways to level? So, we have done some practicals. How to improve the time attention curve for effective learning? Okay. This is natural curve. थोड़ा बड़ा करके दे 55 55 थोड़ा सही से देखो. Yes, we have discussed. This is the level at the start of the class, which is partially settled. Few front rows and few serious students, but it is not more than 55% or 60%. Initially, you start speaking or interacting with the students, level of attention will go up to maybe 95% within this first 10 minutes. So, if everybody is attentive and this is continuous system, MR system, तो चाबी बंद करने पे तो एकदम से attention level नीचे नहीं जाएगा, isn't it? You just shut down, everybody is off. No, it will not happen. Gradually it will happen. So, this is the process. Teacher is started and the students are paying attention. So, we assume that this is maximum at this point. And as already observed by you people, so great happiness being exploited for the learning. It is possible. What is this happiness? Just end of the lecture. Everybody is sure. Here we go. So how to improve? Let's see. Making lecture module with 15 minutes time rather than making it 1 hour. Okay? You make it to 4 topics. Topics of only 10 to 15 minutes. That's it. Not more than 3 topics per lecture. Don't cover much. So what are those modules? I mean, 1 to 15, 21 to 35, 41 to 50. It's quite precise. लेकिन जब आप practice करते हो तो हो जाता है. थोड़ा बहुत आगे पीछे. Okay. Pop-up questions and few multiple choice questions. Discussion on recent topics. You finish do this exercise. Okay. Suddenly you just pick a student and just discuss something. During discussion, you will find that everybody will listen to you, except 1 2 students who must be sleeping. Leave them. But mostly the student used to listen when we interact personal interaction. It is not necessary to interact personally with anybody. He or she may be any student randomly, but everybody will listen that discussion. So, pop-up questions. After 15 minutes, I can display a question. Immediately, the next slide question will come. Suddenly, and then I can discuss with any student. Yeah? Everybody will be ready. Question हमें आता है. ठीक है? और teacher is going to solve it. So, pop-up questions, multiple choice questions. Discussion on reason. How to do this multiple choice question? We'll discuss. Physical movement by the instructor to better connect with the students. So, in our, IIIT, there are typical lecture rooms, honestly, in all institutions. So, we are having these kind of devices, so we used to walk around. Because we can change the slide from the last bench itself. So whatever we want, we can do from the last benches. So we used to move and then interacting a little bit. What you are doing, kind of whether you get it or not. These kind of exercises. Addressing the student by their names, which is very difficult nowadays. But when you go to the student, then at least you can ask, what is your name? They feel connected. Okay. So addressing the students by their names as much as possible for better connect and feel good. Okay. We used to remember. Even after class, we used to interact and many times we used to ask what is your name. Again, what is your name? Right? Appreciating the students for each and every, even the smallest response. Okay, and positive feedback. If the response is little away from the expected response, so to be very positive. We don't say, okay, तुम तो नहीं बता पाए, तुम तो बेकार हो. Okay, otherwise वो तो कभी नहीं बताएगा. So we used to appreciate it. In our class, we used to practice eye contact maximization to gauge them and have a feel about the learning process with a sense of identifying the distracted students. एक नजर आप मानेंगे ना, तो अभी आपको पता चल जाएगा. ठीक है जी, कौन सुन रहा है, कौन नहीं. Okay? So these people are slightly distracted, and these are the target. So avoiding the self-distraction by the distracted students. Activities until the topic delivery is over. You are speaking something, you must be watching that two people are talking. Avoid it. At that time, no need to point out. Okay, wait is the end of the first topic. At least. After that, a gauging activity in the form of direct discussion. With those distractors, convey a clear message without using any negative words. Okay. This is very gentle. I mean, we can follow very easily. Identify such students and try to discuss with them as much as possible. Offline, not to humiliate, but to motivate them, and the most probable outcome is the improve the student in learning process. This is your goal. Okay. You have to pay attention on the students who are really distracted. If the student is listening, whatever you're talking about, obviously your job is almost done. Because you have planned in that way. Okay? 16th and 20th minute, means the end of the first topic, which ended at 15th minute. 5 minutes matters a lot. Do some gauging by pop-up questions and on recent topics, which you have just discussed. Discussion and distraction busting. We used to call this. So outcome of 5-minute activity. You give 5 minutes on these kind of. At least you can discuss with one student. At least. Okay. So 5-minute activity. Students will be prepared prior to the start of 16th minute. Isn't it? Everybody will be ready. Whatever you have taught, they are bound to just go through it. So the students will be prepared prior to the start of 16th minute, will be little more attentive to face the exam. किसका नंबर आएगा इस बार? Isn't it? Some will hope for discussion, some for appreciation, some for motivation. Okay? So there is a randomness. So randomness is the joy of life. Unpredictable. So, discussion, appreciation, motivation, there are different expectations of the students. The students will be ready for the learning evaluation and assessment. They don't know, but still they are assessed. If you interact with the person, maybe in entire semester, maybe 1 or 2 times, you will have a feel about that person. How is that student, at least? Then again the same thing we do. Next topic here, finish it. And then again you do the same type of things, but this time it will little more. Means few multiple choice questions on the current topics. Just you talk in 2 topics. Covered recently to be circulated to the mobiles of the IIT students. You tell them. You connect whatever Google Class or whatever, okay, and you float with it. Okay, you will get a break also. So we used to float few questions, 3, 4 questions, multiple choice questions. Okay, convert recently to the circulated to the mobiles of all the students and collect the performance, collect the responses. So we are not doing anything extra. Okay, the same to be used for final assessment as, I mean, this particular component we are going to include in the final assessment. Okay, means this is not the wasteful exercise, and the students know very well that this component is going to the final assessment. Okay, so the students will be prepared prior to the start, will be little more attentive to face the encounter, and students will ready for the learning. Means the same thing will repeat. Then again, this last 5 minutes. The last minute both matters a lot. Here you don't need not to do much. Okay, the students are already motivated and contented. If you do this thing, okay, great level of happiness, not because of learning. This happiness started few minutes back, probably at the beginning of the first minute. We know it, that when teacher is going to leave us. So, but what is the outcome of this activity? The students will be prepared prior to this 56th minute. The students will be ready for better learning. क्योंकि लास्ट में जब वो खुश होते हैं ना, तो आप उनसे कुछ भी करवा दो. If they are happy, they will obey you like anything. You make them happy by any means. So, through this activity, what happens? This happens, isn't it? Because you are doing something in periodic manner. You just sensitizing the students in very periodic way. You're just improving the level of attention. Okay? If level of attention is improved, they are bound to learn. You have done your job. That's it. There is no need to worry. So ultimately, at least, in tune of 90% students will be quite attentive to the class. And this is your role. And this is part of the active learning. How to involve the students, how to involve ourselves. Rather, only teaching will not be effective. Say I teach something on board, I write, whatever content may be there, it may not be that useful until you follow some innovative method. Attendance collection managed by TAs, never done by teachers. Lectures by faculty members, pop-up multiple choice questions, pre-prepared by faculty and TAs and floating by TAs. You just give the indication, they will do it. Okay, they are already sitting in the class. You have already prepared that after this topic, these questions need to be floated in the form of some quiz. But this quiz is not the part of the summative assessment. This is not the summative assessment. Isn't it? This is the part of the formative assessment because this is just taught and you should pay much attention to understand this. So tutorial philosophy. Typical tutorial of 120 minutes, 2 TAs, 125 students roughly, ensuring the continuous learning and partial component of continuous assessment. Okay, this is not typical tutorial which we use to float some sheets. Tutorial assignment and assessment. Part3. There are many parts. Very complex. But if you do the practice, it's very simple. Part3 is the R. R is the review question from previous lecture and tutorial. Just previous lecture. So in a week, how many? One tutorial session, one lecture. At least. Of 2 hours. So whatever they have just gone through in that class will be the part of the tutorial. So review question from previous lecture and tutorial. And it ensures the continuous, guided, self-learning and understanding. Nobody is going to say to the student, you prepared this thing. This is defined. That in the tutorial, there are certain questions from the last lecture. They are bound to revise it. Either they study well in the class or they are bound to revise. Part B is S component. So here there are certain practice problems. Okay, first one was the review questions. Here there are certain practice problems. So on the basis of just previous lecture, problems are presented to the students and provided some time to think and discuss among the peers. Means peer used to open the slides and question is opened or thrown in front of all the students. And then it is said, okay, solve this question. Okay? This ensures, what is the flexibility? They can interact themselves. There is a question, all nearby students can interact and then solve. Okay? So, what is the outcome of this activity? This ensures the collaborative learning. Means 4 or 5 students are, even 2 students are interacting among themselves and then trying to solve the problems. At least some discussion so that peer-to-peer learning is improved through this process. Interactions are improving. And tasks seen are solved by TAs to help those who are not able to understand the concept. Initially, some time will be given. It is expected that they will solve. If not by themselves, they can interact the peers and then they can solve. Even peers will let them know how to solve it. In some programs, only hints are sufficient. Okay, peers used to just give the hints, no full solution. It generates the deeper understanding of the subject and concept. Provide the students a forum for controlled discussion and doubt clear. Controlled discussion. Forum for controlled discussion means they have to discuss in the classes. Okay, so if they have to discuss in the class, they cannot deviate from the topic, at least for that time. Okay, let them do. Let them adopt the method whatever they want. The component C is U, that is unsolved problems, not evaluation, only for self-preparation.